I'm gonna focus on reading this right now. Work? It work. Shatter me. I've not seen anything. Excited. So, hi, my name is Zizaran. This is my first impressions, unspoilered, except the name, because my fucking Twitter, Path of Exile spoiled the name for me on Twitter, but I guess that's not a big deal. So, yeah, I haven't seen literally anything. Also, there's like no alpha stuff yet, so I know nothing. I know nothing. I'm Jon Snow of Incursion right now. I'm excited. Wait, hold on. Okay, I'm ready.
The Vaal Temple of Axoatl. Wealth, decadence, cruelty, death.
Is there more Vaal stuff?
Lost for over 1,000 years.
How did they find it?
But there is a way to find Axoatl. I will thrust you into the past.
Thrust me, baby. Thrust me! Are we time travelers now? Timer's going up as you kill? Yo, this is like breachy.
But beware. Changing the past will transform the temple's future. Defeat the architects. Open new paths. Steer the temple's construction. Once we locate the ruins of Axoatl, everything within is ours for the taking.
No timer? Where timer? I'm gonna desync into those and die. Nice filter. Cardo box? What's that red thing? Is that Earthquake MTX?
Are you ready?
Not an ancient relic here
Let's
yet?
make history.
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games.
There you are.
In Incursion, Alva Valai will transport you into the past to find the lost Vaal treasure temple of Axoatl. By spilling more Vaal blood, your time in the past can be extended. When the incursion ends, the items you earned will shower at your feet. Changes made in the past will affect the temple ruins in the present day.
Wait, what?
Unlocking feet. Changes made in the past will affect the temple ruins in the present day. Unlocking doors in the past will allow you to access those rooms later. Killing Vaal architects will let you swap or upgrade rooms
Time Crisis meets Path of Exile!
in the temple. You should remove rooms with disadvantages and upgrade rooms which can contain valuable rewards.
Artobox.
You only get 11 chances to upgrade the temple before you visit it in the present, so make sure you do as much as you can to maximize your profits.
Light though.
Once you've looted the ruins of Axoatl, you may return to the
What was
past
that
to
helmet?
reset the course of history and try again.
Well, that actually looks sick. Looks smoother. This definitely has multi-threading on. Clear Speed League Poggers! That is actually pretty exciting. Actually pretty exciting. Wow. Alva Valai. How do they keep coming up with these names? Not Veil of the Night. Oh, unique Crusader helmet. Pee-wee Crusader helmet. Mask of the Spirit Drinker. Oh, it's already in the wiki. Is this the new one? This is probably listed there. And I can energy shield, 50 life. At least 500 max CS. 100 life. Yodely. Interesting hybrid helmet. Weird. That might work well with the belt. A weird belt. Val equal Alva equals Val. Val I equals Val plus I. Oh yeah. By the way, Exile June update includes incursion. The Temple of the A team. At Sotel? Can't remember how they pronounced it. Built at the height of the long dead Val Empire, the Temple of Atsotel holds stores of untold wealth and the population of a small city. You're gonna kill that small city. But in the wake of a cataclysmic event, the temple and its secret were swallowed by the jungle, forgotten by the world, until now. We are going to spit it up. Temporal incursions. Each time you encounter Alva in the wilderness, she can open a time portal, allowing you to visit the Temple of Hatzotl during its construction. Your brief visit can be extended by laying waste to its inhabitants. These visits allow Alva to learn its location in the present day, and allow you to influence its content and reap its reward. Imagine if we can like order like, you know, like, do you remember that thing you have for Time Crisis that you have to step on? And it's like, step on it, kill some monsters, and then like, oh, reloading! Plunder at Zotel's ruins. I want to plunder their ruins. After roughly a dozen temporal incursions, Alva will have narrowed down to the present day location. Together you can explore the jungle, discover the temple, and claim its treasures. Each type of room in the jungle. Oh, I wonder, this has to like... I hope they don't make it too tedious, because this is scary. Like, it's easy to make this too tedious. No, it looks so smooth. Why is the graphics so nice? Alter the course of history. Your actions in the past have significant consequences. By killing the Val architects who guided the temple construction, you can influence what rooms appear in the present day version. During your incursions, you may find keys that can be used to unlock doors in the past, allowing access to additional rooms in the future. Tempest generator. Ooh. Storage room, entrance, cellar, sanctum vitality. Does that give me regen? Pits. Unity. For linking or what? Passageway, Doriani's Institute, maps, Apex. Oh, cool, Ethereal. Balance your risk and reward. By traveling into the past, you can access greater treasures. Many upgrade rooms come with rewards. That one stat. That's one stat. Is that the same as tier 1 lightning, but it comes with 14 pen? Yo, they are just fucking with us at this point. Look at these names. Daladl? Why is there a T and an L after each other? Okay, I think that Chris at this point is just like, right, we need some names. And just slams his keyboard a few times. And then like, okay, there's one. And then just like slams his keyboard a little bit again. Like, what? What's that name? Oh, it's like guacamole, but not. Aztec League, yeah. Story of the Val, Varsity Blade. Converted? Random? Okay, that doesn't... I mean, that doesn't look particularly great, but it's low level, I guess. Fate of the Val. Oh, is that an upgraded one? Oh, it's a faded version. Varsity Blade? Varsity. I'm gonna call it Varsity Blade. Everyone guy named Kjetil. Hey! It's a nice name. Hmm, 100% converted. Interesting. That's still dog damage though? Low as well. 145, 108, 231. 245 damage. What? Question mark. Yeah, I saw the last line. Those are hits with this weapon. Can't use it as a stat stick. And that one we saw already. Okay, cool. Let's have fun. Footnote at the third item. The item can be transformed. Okay, so they have a new faded version. Yeah, I hope they have 3D or 2. Val skill gems and new trap gems. Wait, is this Val purity of fire? Impurity of fire. Yes, an aura that reduces fire damage taken and provides ignite immunity to you and your nearby allies. You can kill all your righteous fire friends! You can, like, as soon as your righteous fire friend is about to, like, do something, you just pop Val Purity of Fire, and your air friend is like, what's happening? That's gonna be so fun. I want to kill someone with that. No, I haven't, Leroy. Nearby enemies' fire resistance is ignored by hits. Yo! Yo, that's badass. 8 duration? I wonder if that'll make the normal version reserve more. RF isn't ignite though. If you get an ignite removal flask, that removes ignite. How would that not work? That should work. If an ignite flask works, this will work. Question mark. Why would that not work when a flask works? Removes burning. Oh, is it burning and ignite? Ah. Fun. 12,000 hours, by the way. Blight. Okay, Val Blight? Hello? Modifiers to spell damage. Then applies 2 additional layers in a larger area. Lightning Spire Trap. That sounds badass. Yo, I thought it was just removes ignite. Leave me alone. No bully. Siphoning Trap. That sounds awful. There's a trap that applies debuff beam, blah blah blah. Level 1 though. Still doesn't sound great. Look at Val by in the video. Yeah, I saw it. It looked really cool. Blade Vortex. Val Blade Vortex creates an independently moving blade vortex of 10 blades. You literally like throw a Beyblade? With my hair. That's so cool. Roomba. You throw a Roomba at people. Explosive trap. That sounds fun. Flamethrower trap. That sounds badass as shit. Seismic trap sounds cool. 42 to 64 base damage at level 1? Level 28? That sounds really high. Like such a boss killer. Thank you, Cithariel. Charge trap. Support 20 power charge. Huh. Revamped existing skills. Changes. Night has been improved. Powerful new items. Oh, I was like, are there no new items? Wait, is there something else linked here? %. Wait, what? Oh, so we get new corruptions? I wonder if it's a guaranteed corruption. Implicit modifier magnitudes are tripled? Wait, I'm confused. Does that mean there can be different things? Wait, is this on everything? Oh, cool. I'll check that out too. What's wrong with my Twitch chat? I have to like copy paste it. This skill showcase, I'll check it in a sec. It's local to the belt? I'm so confused how that's gonna work though. I mean, do they have different stats? Oh my god, what is wrong with my Twitch? It just vibrates. That's not working at all. Okay, I can't click Mayhem Fighters thing. Oh. The Great Wolf all over again? Yeah. Surfy's heart. More Surfy's items. 50% increase. Wow, that'll be fun with Milner. Forehead. Chaos damage can ignite, chill, and shock. That's insane. Gain Soul Eater for 10 seconds when you use a Val skill. Huh. No, like I just can't click any links in chat. Like it literally just vibrates. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you what it looks like when I click a link. Right, hold on. There, that's what happens when I hover over a link right now. It's not letting me click it. What else? Div cards. 9 Shrieking Essences. Oh, I know who made that. Shaper's Seed. It's got 2 implicits. Dang. Persian Supporter Packs. Oh yeah, this part doesn't show any details. Wow, that portal is amazing. That was smart to put at 30. That's gonna get sold like fucking cupcakes. Yo! Wait, what? Oh. Oh shit, there are 2 portals, they're making them choose? That seems smarter. Check the ring, did I not look at it? Oh, I just logged out from in-game. Did my logout macro. Bleeding cannot be inflicted on you. Yeah, so you can just corrupt the implicits, it's cool. Easy. Oh! Oh yeah, it's just a league. I was hoping for the big ones. That one looks badass. The helmet looks ridiculous. You're taking my money. Conquest MTX looks like shit in game. Cool. Okay, let's watch this video.
Let's make history.
G'day, Ziggy D here. Path of Exile's 3.30 update has been revealed along with the Incursion League. Time travel, customized loot, temple raiding, and the return of the Val.
Thank you, LCTR.
In this video, I'm going to share an early look at the in-development incursions and the Temple of Atzoatl. I've also had a chat to Chris Wilson to get some deeper insight into incursions development. But first, let's describe how this all works. In the Incursion League, we will meet Alva Valai, who will send us back in time so we can help her locate the lost Temple of Atzoatl. These trips back in time are the incursions. While we're invading the temple in the past, we can influence events there to affect how it is constructed in the future. The rival architects of the Val are trying to construct each room in different ways, and killing one in the past will allow the surviving architect to realize their vision. So by channeling our inner Terminator, we can shape the destiny of the temple. Additionally, by unlocking doors, we can also ensure a clear route through the rooms and up to the apex of the temple. This will allow us to fight the temple's boss, the Omnitect. Through 11 incursions into the past, we'll be able to shape how the temple is constructed, what challenges it will offer us, and how rewarding it will be for us when we visit it. My neck is
getting killed by looking at this.
I will showcase a full set of 11 incursions and a more detailed look at the temple in another video.
Better.
In this video, however, I want to share some other insights I've learned from Chris and the GGG team.
G'day, mate.
This is a Vial expansion. I've been saying it for leagues now.
You were right the whole time.
Yes.
You know what they say about a stopped clock? How? Anyway.
So why Vial and why now?
Well, we've been wanting to revisit the Vial for quite a while. We've had various ideas, and when you say this is a Vial expansion, it is a Vial expansion, but it's not the Vial expansion. I'm sure in the future we'll do plenty larger things with Vial, but this is certainly a great theme to choose for the incursion.
I thought I turned those off.
WAOW.
I turned them off on the wrong screen. Thanks so much for the 6 months in a row, Big Dirty. I appreciate it, dude.
Temple.
And a good chance to rework the Vial skills as well.
Yeah, that's something we've been wanting to do for a while. It's more of a coincidence that comes with this release, because this is as you know, like 50% of it's about having large reworks to skills, and of course we'd include the Vial ones in there, but it's awesome that it ties in really well with the theme of the temple as well.
So why is this like just a Vial expansion, and this is something you want to return to then?
Well, this covers the Temple of Atzoatl and all the things that happened regarding that temple and who's in it and what possible futures it has, but it doesn't cover anything else about the Vial Empire really, so there's so much unexplored stuff there that we can return to in the future. Hopefully not in a whole 4 more years, like this was 4 years after the last one.
Yeah. So the Vial is a pretty big like character in the PoE universe then.
Yeah, they're really cool because they're all gone for the most part, so you can let them do really cool things. Like they've got such advanced technology, they were researching really cool stuff, as people will find out in the Incursion Temple.
So this is timed where it would be an expansion, but this one's just a challenge league, right?
It's difficult to define it. See, it's technically a challenge league because you have to make a new character to play in it, but then it has all the things we'd put in an expansion. It's got a voice-acted NPC, it's got a new area, it's got 80 different possible types of rooms that can go in there.
Totally being put in the main
It's got 12
game.
new skill gems, it's got 28 new unique items, bunches of divination cards, all of that kind of stuff, new bosses, lots of them. I think there's like 24 architect bosses in there, plus the Omnitect. There's so much stuff in it, it basically is an expansion, except in the place of a challenge league. So very difficult to define. We're calling it an expansion when we're defining it to journalists though, so that they understand the scope and the size of it. And it's certainly our largest league that we've done so far.
How does this tie in with the supporter packs then?
So normally we release big sets of
I want
supporter
big
packs
supporter
whenever
packs.
we release a big expansion. And so with this one, we've come up with our normal set of supporter
don't
packs
know,
that we
dude.
do with league launches rather than the big set. And this is honestly because while it's great to get support from people at the $480 tier and so on, it's not making up the largest portion of our support. The typical amount of support that we get, like the average amount, comes from normal people buying $30 packs, $60 packs, maybe going
mean
up to
normal
like
people?
$120. That makes up the bulk of the revenue that we get. And
Come
so
on,
making
bruh.
packs for those people is most important. So we're very happy to release these packs. We don't think it will impact the revenue at all for them not to be the super high ones, but we would expect to do some more super high ones in the future once we have another large expansion coming out.
So in terms of timeline then, what does that mean for moving forward, since this is not technically an expansion?
We're pretty much deciding on content, making it as big as we can at the stage, and not strictly sticking to the league expansion schedule we did in the past. It's more a matter of getting as much in as we can that fits the size of the release and hits the player priorities. Like, they made it really really clear to us that skill reworks were very important, so we knew we were getting those in. And we had this awesome idea for the temple and all the cool stuff you could do, and so that was the main content. Introduced as a league.
You know what I really love about Chris? In like every interview I see and every interview I've done with him, whenever he's talking about something, it feels like he's really excited. Like he just wants to like talk really fast because he wants to tell everyone about his game. It's so great. Like you can hear the passion.
League rather than an expansion because it's important you grow a character alongside your temples
Ah,
rather
you
than
died!
dropping in at level 90 into the league. And so this means for this one, it's a league rather than an expansion, and we'll kind of make up our mind for each one as we go. Now, we certainly have many stokes in the fire in terms of, pokers in the fire. In terms of future content that's being made, we have at least one more very large expansion coming out December-ish. And we also have a much longer term set of work going on 4.0, which is still years away.
So the other day we were talking a bit about this, and you mentioned this to me,
Years
this
away.
idea of concept of generations of expansions or different tiers of expansions, which is a very Path of Exile way to put things.
Right, so yeah, so this is about leagues in particular rather than expansions. When we were starting out, the leagues were really simple. Like Onslaught literally said the monsters are faster, and Anarchy was like, there are rogue exiles, and Dominations, there are shrines. You know, it was pretty simple. Even up to something like warbands, there are warbands was quite straightforward. With the release of Talisman, which is when we dropped the idea of doing 2 simultaneously and we dropped down to 1, we insisted on having endgame content available. So that's where we said, you've got your stuff you find in the area, areas, but it leads to some greater goal with more rewards, the reward encounter. And so all of the ones since then have been second generation leagues, and they have a lot more work put in. We certainly doubled the amount of work because we weren't making two simultaneously. So when we started hitting the point where we had to choose between doing big labeled expansions versus leagues, we kind of switched over to Generation 3 leagues. So that's Bestiary, for example. There's so much content in there compared to a normal league. And Incursion, similar size or larger. And the next one, yet again, incredibly large. So these are expansion-sized leagues, basically, and that's the third generation. It's where they not only have all this endgame content, but just so much other stuff that you can do in them.
So Incursion's a tier 3 challenge league.
Exactly. And I'm ruining the day when we're going to have tier 4 and 5 challenge leagues that take 400-person teams 2 years to make because the expectations of the players are so high.
I'm excited for that.
Oh no.
So I'm here a month out, roughly,
Yep.
which is possibly the earliest I've come out, but
Yeah.
definitely the most complete state of content that I've come out for.
Right. Well, in the past we've got you out very close to the release, and
Like
we're
a
still
week
working.
sometimes.
Yeah, we're still working on changing everything, and that's the
Yeah.
nature of game development. When you have 13 weeks for a cycle, you use all 13 weeks,
Yeah.
and that means you have to announce it when it's in there but not quite finished yet. However, that didn't go so well with Bestiary. There was a lot of stuff that was just being done right at the last minute, and that reflected poorly on the state of the league when it was released, which is something we're very sorry for. And so we've completely changed internally how we do the process. And so we started and hit the ground running very fast with Incursion, got a prototype up really quickly, dropped the content in, purposefully included things that could be iterated on early in the process, so they were quite polished and more mature by the time you got here. So we hit our deadline that at the 4-week out point, the league is completely playable. And while we're still tweaking stuff, like there's certain effects where we're changing the intensity of them, and we're certainly balancing the rewards at the temple, it's playable and could be released, except we have higher quality standards now and we'll spend that month tweaking it. But this also means, as an
Except we don't want a community reaction similar to Bestiary, so we're making sure you guys are going to enjoy it. That's what he meant.
also benefit that we get to start work on the next league before this league is even released. And that will get us further ahead in the schedule and give us time to have this sitting on the QA realm for much longer. We plan to do an alpha test of this release in the coming week or two, and that means that people are actually going to get a chance to give us feedback on it before it's released while there's still time to make changes.
So you can kind of carry that being ahead forwards into future
Yes,
ones as well.
because there's reasons why you get behind. Like if you work
sure,
on something
fair
for a
enough.
while and it's bad and you want to drop it, which is the right choice, you can if you're ahead. I mean, it takes
And
away
Red
the
Bird.
aheadness. And then things like Christmas, where people want to take 3 or 4 weeks off, and we encourage that after working hard all year, and so that gets us behind. And the Bestiary development cycle was shorter than normal and had Christmas in it, which didn't help the situation at all. So getting ahead is very useful. It also means we can do more ambitious stuff. Maybe we can make, like an example was the War for the Atlas expansion was done in 17 weeks rather than the 26 that we normally do for an expansion. So that was something where we, being slightly ahead of schedule in terms of when we started War for the Atlas stuff, gave us room to get that finished in time.
Yeah, so normally kind of what happens is the first month
I feel like Chris only breathes when Ziggy's talking. He's like waiting for Ziggy to start talking and then he can breathe. It's great.
also you end up adding a bit of content that kind of wasn't ready in time or polishing some things up. How do you expect that's going to play out with Incursion?
Well,
then?
we never know what the feedback's going to be like. So far, we've got a month to do that before the release this time, which will be really good. But realistically, we can add to Incursion very easily. As you know, it's based around rooms. We can slip in a couple of fishing rooms a few weeks after release to spice it up, and that's the kind of thing that we'd love to do. That's not fixing it; it's just augmenting it. So it's a very modular-based league. We can slot things in whenever we want to.
So you've kind of like different leagues approach this in a different way, but like the idea of clear speed versus slowing down.
Right.
Where does this fall?
This is a clear speed league. I mean, of course, you can play it at any speed.
Not right now, not
maybe the
actually.
incursions go a bit badly if you play them slowly. The temple, though, can be played at any pace. We experimented with Bestiary to have the idea of people capturing monsters. I mean, in various forms internally, it was a lot slower than how we released it. And we like to present various powerful rewards for forcing people to do things that they may be a little uncomfortable with. And as seen with the divisiveness of the labyrinth and the divisiveness of Bestiary, our players have communicated that if a league requires them to slow down, they're going to get pitchforks out. And so this league, which was designed hours before Bestiary's release, is not a slow down league at all. You, once every area, get a pile of monsters that you want to kill quickly, lots of rewards, and then you get a temple full of stuff. And
That always confused me. Because Breach is a slowdown league. Breach, like, you open the Breach and, like, I mean, yeah, there's lots of monsters and stuff, but, like, you're at a controlled stage. I actually didn't like that. Like, I wish the Breach, like, opened proportional to you clearing. So if you clear fast, you get a better reward. Same with like the actual domain. I wish it like opened faster the faster you clear.
There's no reason to stop except to pick up the items in the temple, of course, because there are so many.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's designed to be about clear speed.
So I've played several hours now.
Temple, of course, because there are so many.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's designed to be about clear speed.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's designed to be about clear speed.
New sub sound question mark?
So I've played several hours now of the in-development Incursion League at the Grinding Gear Games studio, and there are a few things I wanted to note. GGG has announced that Bestiary isn't going into the core game at this point, and Chris mentioned the problems they ran into with its development. Although he notes that the design for Incursion was decided on before the feedback on Bestiary came in from the community, to me it seems like the way that this league is trending is aimed at addressing a lot of the problems that people had with Bestiary. The first thing, and I think the biggest thing, is that Bestiary suffered hugely from a lack of polish, clearly due to time constraints. In my opinion, Bestiary was a good concept, but suffered in its execution. Incursion is the most ready-to-play update I have experienced in my travels to the GGG studio so far. Typically when I do a trip like this to New Zealand, I usually come out a week or two beforehand, and what I can see and play is far more limited and rough. They've got about 3 weeks left till launch, and it feels like that time can be dedicated almost fully to balance, testing, and polish. It's a confidence booster with perfect timing after many people lost some after Bestiary's launch. The second thing that I feel like Incursion addresses is that problem of not enough of the league being in your gameplay. Bestiary felt sparse overall while you're leveling and mapping, just single monsters and often not the more impactful red beasts. In the Incursion League, however, you'll find Alva and an Incursion, which is basically a breach effectively, in every single zone. And then every 11 incursions, you raid the Temple of Atzoatl, which, depending on how you built it, can be massive and very rewarding. Something also worth mentioning that you might not pick up from the trailers is that the temple is actually just one zone with no loading screens, and it's the biggest single map featured in Path of Exile. The only map that was actually bigger was the April Fool's Battle Royale map, and that was made for 100 players. So there is a ton of content you'll be interacting with here, and also a ton of potential reward, which I'll talk about in my next video. If you're excited, I think that's pretty reasonable. Having played several rounds of incursions and temples now, I'm very excited for what the polished version of this league will look like in 3 weeks' time.
You
That's
are
it for now.
I forgot
I'm
to
Ziggy
turn
D,
it
and
off.
Stupid
thanks
beast.
for watching.
Thank you so much for the thing. Appreciate the 10 months too. Huh. Oh, someone said they tweeted me the gem scaler thing. 2 Val orbs. Thanks.
Hello everyone, this is Jordan from PC Games Zen, and today we're offering you a look at some of the new and revamped skills coming to
fuck?
Path of Exile as part of
Excuse me? What kind of thumbnail is that? 71,000 views? That's more than I get on my views.
the Incursion
What the fuck? Hello? I'll be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. Oh, thank you for messaging me. Oh.
update. If you enjoy the video, please do like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this.
Yo, that track is badass. Actually, it's badass. No, they're just as intended. Blade chop. Is that the siphoning one? Wait, crowd control trap. I can't remember what that one's called. That likes to hit very randomly. The earthquake one looks horrible. At the moment. Michael Bailey. Oh, that's way better. The earthquake one looks like it hits so much randomly. Yo! Look at that clear speed! Okay, you can crit with Incinerate. Just needing crit strikes. This is so slow, it's giving me a disease. That looks way better. But why would you ever play like an AoE ability like this or Blast Drain when like KB just blasts 3 screens at the same time? Or Tornado Shot? Is that Blast Drain on the boss? Very big AoE though. Like old school AoE. For fun? Excuse me? Do you think we play video games for fun? Come on, dude. If you currently don't have a friend to play Path of Exile with you, well, Double Strike fixes this problem. Spawn a friend at any time at the low cost of 8 souls. Ding! I'm gonna get some coke real quick. Yo, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, it looks cool. Flash souls. Interesting. Cool. You're gonna DM me about some issues? Twitter or Discord? That's pretty cool. Huh.